Okay, hello, I'm back again with another Chrome extension. This one is Passportal, and we can leak all of the Vault. Any site the user visits can leak all of the Vault. I say any site, it's actually any iframe. So if you visit a malicious site, or a legitimate site with a malicious iframe, then you are done. So I'm going to demo this quick. So it requires no interaction beyond visiting a site or a site with an iframe. And here we have my access token, refresh token, and it is pulling the credentials from their server. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so these are the different credentials I have here. As you might notice, we have the URL, username, password, and time-based one-time password key. There is not the seed included here, it's just the key. But yeah, so to run through more information about this. So Enable by Passportal is 40,000 users on the Chrome Web Store and 33,000 on the Edge Store. It is from this company Enable, top-rated IT solutions for end-to-end cyber resilience. And it's got lots of information here about cybersecurity and security and privacy, Trust Center. They've obviously got their SOC 2s and HIPAAs and ISO 27001. And they do have vulnerability policy. And actually through this policy, I was able to get an account, which they gave me to do this testing, which was very nice of them. So over here, we can see in the description, my password app uses AES 256 encryption, and our team can never see or access your passwords. Now, this might be true, they might not be able to log in, or I don't know, it's a bit funny, that statement, because I do not quite believe that, given that the server is actually returning the decrypted passwords. So what's actually quite interesting about this is that in this access token, we have this, we should see, we have this organization key, and if I copy that, it actually gives us back different encryption. So IV value. So I think this might be used to decrypt the password for the server to send back, but then that also means the server has the decryption key. So, that could just be saved, and it's not brilliant architecture. So these guys are publicly traded, 800 million market cap, and to run through how this actually works, here I've got an example. So we have login as, nice try FBI. I don't know if that's even going to fill it in. Yep, there we go. This is just a sample credential. And you might notice this iframe. And this is pretty core to this. So the way this works is that the content script is injected into every page. So whenever a page loads, content script gets it, and this is an isolated content script. That's all good. And then the content script loads your session into memory. So essentially what this does with the action get website data, it pulls back the entire session. So that's all of the sensitive keys like access, refresh tokens, which seem to include the decryption key, which is interesting, especially for an access token. As we can see here, response.session, so that's just stored in the isolated content script. Now, the main world can't read this normally. However, in this case, it obviously can. So on the isolated content script, there is a window event listener, and this listener actually doesn't check the origin of where the message is from. So if this was implemented properly, this extension page wouldn't actually need to communicate much through any of this. Like the isolated content script could communicate with it over the extension messaging protocols, but because they're using the window messaging protocol or add event listener and window.sendMessage, post message, that actually makes it so it's communicating through the main world, which is obviously not great. So this method get passwords, as we can see here, returns session, current URL, and passwords. And so that's only the passwords for the current origin. So if we were only able to leak the passwords for the current origin, it doesn't really matter. But because it contains the session tokens, this lets us call the Passportal API with these tokens, which, obviously not brilliant. So the tokens list is the whole vault, not just the site, and the server returns each secret in clear text. They're not encrypted when they come back from the server, which, not brilliant. And then the same token also returns the time-based one-time password, 2FA codes. So, this requires absolutely no interaction from the user beyond visiting a site or a malicious site or a legitimate site with this extension, or with a malicious iframe, for example. And these access and refresh tokens obviously persist, which is really not great. We can actually see how long they persist over here. So expires at, there we go, July 8th, 2026. No, issued at, expired at October 16th, 2026. So for this entire time, any malicious site could just fetch back and wait until they get some juicy enough credentials to go do something with. I think that's pretty much it. Hopefully this will get fixed soon. I will leave in the description or in the pinned comment whenever this gets fixed.